Hello, Professor Bright here. Welcome back to A House of Many Doors, where last episode we agreed to start a revolution with Zhang Basho, and we sort of pissed off Genevieve on account of us, not giving her the privacy that she kind of needed, and turns out she's gonna be killing a vampire. So, yeah, hi, Genevieve, how are things going? That is a stupid idea. Persuade Genevieve to quit the abstemii. No. Or abstemii. Not sure how you pronounce that. But, it didn't sound like a good idea. Could go for some therapy, but not right now. Thank you very much. Kind of really pissed her off with that, too, so. Oh well. Mistakes were made. Suffice to say, mistakes were made. Though we did get to the bottom of Phobiter Quinn, which was kind of nice. Lovely place. Lot of, questions on that place. Got something called the Aspect of the Trickster, which I'm assuming is like a fragment of some trickster deity? I assume? Making guesses there. But we have that now. Never seen anything about it. So I assume it's important? Possibly? Or maybe it isn't. But we shall see. In the meantime, let's get our little passenger where he belongs, eh? Drop off the Mycena passenger. I don't know why you want to be here, but sure. Let's see here. What news do we have? The university bar is the place to go. The rectors met with the prince's heart in hands to discuss secret matters. I know one of those isn't true. A contingent of anthropologists have been sent to the Empire of Thread, though they're not expected to return. Oh! So we have two different empires, the Chimeric Empire and the Empire of Thread, which are those god killers to the south. Oh, that explains a lot, actually. Well, the bar has a background hum of barks and squeaks and animal snorts. Yes, you kids with your... Oh, sweetie, why would you ever want to go there? It's a terrible place, and I live there. Yeah. Oh well. Attend a lecture. Scholars flap and squawk overhead. The hall is near empty, and Professor Hassan is at the front. She smiles as you enter and proceeds with her lecture. Her talk is on the various known diseases from other worlds. It's much drier, much less political than her other lectures, but fascinating nonetheless. Take her for another meal. She seems delighted by the proposal. You enjoy a long and pleasant evening with Hassan. She's always finding a new excuse to touch your knee or shoulder or hand. Things progress naturally. You fall into bed with her, or you just talk long into the night. As the night draws on, Hassan seems to grow tired, unguarded. She begins painting her fellow academics in less than flattering terms, even makes a bitter, off-colored joke about visitants. Criticize her. Such jokes aren't funny, especially from someone in her position. For a moment, Hassan seems ready to shout at you, but she suddenly deflates. I apologize, she says. You're right, that was beneath me. Please don't repeat that to anyone. That's the kind of thing that ruins careers. I suspect I won't be reincarnated either way at this point, but I cling to hope. The rest of the conversation is stunted. Finally, you part ways, a sour note still lingering between you. Don't know how I feel about that. Still. Moving along. Yeah, 'cause she's the... For those of you who don't remember, she was that lecturer that we slept with who thought that, visitants should be actually caged up like they do in the City of Keys on account of whole, spreading diseases from other worlds and killing off entire cities, which is fair enough. I mean, a slight quarantine period does sounds like a good idea, but making off-color jokes, I think that's code for racism, as I recall. Which is being like, oh, these visitants are idiots, blah 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 blah. No. Can't be all tolerant of that. What do we got here? Ooh, Golem. Well, don't really need to worry about that right now. Come on, heading north. North, right? Yes. Well, actually left. Left works just as well. And reveals a room that we haven't been to yet. And things. Hello, thing. Yeah, ancient grimoire. Alright. Progress. Zealous greeters. The dirigible is covered in signs. Do not be afraid. Come with us. The prince welcomes you. Have you seen any visitants wandering in the dark? Demands a voice on your radio, cheerful but insistent. Could you point us their way? Tell me you've not. They sound bitterly disappointed. Huh. Interesting. I mean, I suppose that's pretty good, actually, that they're going out and actually trying to find visitants. No, don't touch the Karen. Just to, try to rescue them from the house. Go to the Principate. Return to Bia and deliver a message from the heart. You found him for her in the end, although he didn't make it easy. She meets you at the same cafe where she first bought you tea. You explain the situation to her, then hand her the heart's letter and wait. At first she smiles as she reads, then as she reads on, the smile curdles and dies. She goes steadily paler and paler. Finally she drops the letter as though it's suddenly caught fire. What? What does it say? He begins by talking about his eternal love for me, says Bia, which is odd since he never contacted me after we slept together. There's paragraphs and paragraphs. At one point there's a poem. We'll make you suffer through the poem. Then, the tone changes. He says he's going to rule the Principate alone soon. Sooner than I might think. And he wants me to be his queen. She stares at you alarmed. I was worried about him because I care about him, but I'm not a bloody fool. Is he planning a coup? I don't want any part of this. He assured me he wasn't planning anything of the sort. Although, do you think he'd be capable of a coup? He seemed so charming, affable. The prince's heart is a good man, says Bia, to an extent. He always has good intentions in the moment. When he makes a promise, he genuinely means to keep it. When he makes a grand gesture, it's heartfelt at the time. But make no mistake, as soon as the moment is past, he forgets everything he said and won't hesitate to go back on it. She sighs. When you're in his company, the heart is intoxicating. He makes you feel cherished, then leaves the room and forgets you exist. He's like a drug, addictive and bad for the soul. Do I think he could stage a coup? Yes, if the whim took him and he could justify it to himself. And he can justify anything to himself. He assured me he wasn't planning a coup, per se. You need to go to the Prince's Eye and tell him what the heart's been up to, says Bia. I don't think the Principate could survive having the heart in charge. It's hard to leave his orbit intact. Thank you for helping me put this to rest, at least. She grabs a random assortment of coins from her bags and scatters them on the table. Then she stands up, pressing a hand to her red-rimmed eyes. I have to go. You need to tell the Eye about this, please. She hurries from the cafe, knocking over a plate of croissants. Oof, okay, there are several things here we need to worry about. Yeah, nice circus, whatever. Gather our news. Okay. So, my issue is, the heart is planning on essentially severing his dependence on the prince, if you get my meaning. Because the prince dies, all the leaders die, and the prince won't live forever. So, God, how do you fix this? Like, I don't know. Don't know what I should do on this one. Right now, I'm going to leave that. You know what? This is what I have you guys for. You're going to tell me if you think I should tell the Eye about the heart's true whereabouts, which could doom this entire civilization, because the prince dies, the heart dies, the eyes die, the hands die. Or do we support the heart, who will... He says he'll fix it. Although he just wrote a letter saying that he might rule over the... Like, I don't know. Not gonna worry about it right now. We have information. And I would like more reputation with you guys. So, have some dread machinations. And how's about some hideous revelations? Actually, do I still need hideous revelations? No, either way, I can get more. They aren't exactly difficult. He places his hand against the window, breath stemming the glass. Sometimes I write messages, he says. Fair enough. Terrible secret. And dread machinations. And what's my reputation up to? I suppose it would be relationships. Reputation, Chimeric Empire. We can discuss that. Goal watch with a card char, Penachak, Chimeric Empire. Where is Sixfold Principate? Well, you can always sell more. After all, to my knowledge, I don't really have any other uses for that I can think of at the moment. Dearie, dear me. Whispers the Sixfold Principate. Only 50? I don't see any reason why I'd give you that, then. Well. You're invited to a private ball in the Tower of Billowing Silk. A dirigible will sweep you up to the prince's shimmering palace. A polite young squid-headed thing takes your hat and coat as you climb into the blimp. The prince's guests are esoteric as ever. Of course, there are Principate aristocrats in attendance, but also an assortment of famous scholars, performers, summoners, and visitants of unusual aspect. All are breathless with excitement as they ascend to the tower. The ball itself is a magnificent event. Your feet glide across a floor of shimmering taffeta. The air is heavy with intoxicating incense and drug smoke. Tigers and lionesses prowl freely across the dance floor. The prince himself is not in attendance, although the prince's mouth gives a speech and the hand drifts and mingles with effortless charisma. Toward the end of the evening, you hear a prominent summoner in conversation behind you. The bloody citizens of Glass have been complaining again, she announces loudly to a friend before being immediately shushed and bundled from the room. A moment of shocked silence, then the hubbub renews. Interesting you should say that, friend. Very interesting indeed. Ah. You think you know where to find the City of Glass? No, you don't know, but... I have these clues. Unfortunately, they're all disparate clues. They don't... If you believe you know where the City of Glass can be found, right below. Obviously somewhere in the Principate. Like... Okay, I can type this. Principate. Or maybe not. Maybe I don't know. Huh. But it's somewhere in the Principate, though. Question. Let me look through here. Information. Clues to the City of Glass. You'll need 7 of these. Ah, I see. Okay. Although, why does it give me a chance to ask? Curious. Very curious. And I'm leaving... Wait, what? Did I accidentally hit the button? Oh, fuck me. Well, I guess we'll see what this does. The eye listens to your story in silence, stirring his cement-thick coffee. When you're finished, he stares out the window for some time. Follow me, he says finally. He escorts you to a waiting dirigible. It descends towards the Tower of Billowing Silk while the eye sits by your side and gently dozes. As the dirigible levels with the floating tower, a banner of taffeta unfurls to meet you, forming a fluttering bridge carpet. When you step out onto it, it feels like solid ground. Inside the tower, it looks almost like a normal palace. Chandeliers hanging from the ceiling, censers puff incense-laden clouds. The walls are covered in portraits of a handsome young man you assume must be the prince. The walls, ceiling, floor, everything is silk, rippling, ephemeral. Occasionally the wall will billow up and flash you a sickening glimpse of the city miles below. Finally, you step before a set of heavy gold curtains, guarded by a dozen armor-imprisoned bronze men. Prince is waiting, says the Eye, and steps into the throne room beyond. Well. I mean, I'm sorry I didn't give you guys a chance to actually make this choice for me, but... well, accidental clicking did it for me. Part the curtains. I guess we're doing this now. The prince sits on a throne of gold and marble, a glittering jeweled crown upon his withered head, dressed in robes of crimson silk and ermine. He is mouthless, skin stretching featurelessly between his chin and nostrils. Eyeless, too, hollow sockets gazing blankly at the ceiling. His arms end at the elbows. A dozen tubes are inserted into him, pumping various fluids in or out. His breathing is shallow and ragged. He has nothing to speak with and nothing to write with, but the Eye seems to know what he wants to say. You are to be recommended for bringing this matter to our attention, says the Eye. The Heart is clearly entertaining delusions of personhood, unfit for an organ of the state. Rest assured that he will be captured and swiftly returned to the prince's rib cage. The servant hurries into the throne room with your reward. A chest of glittering coins and a clockwork music box that plays tinkling songs from other worlds. Those who serve us well are duly rewarded, says the Eye. Remember that. Until now, the prince has been as silent and unmoving as a block of wood. Now he shifts, waving one of his shortened limbs at his tubes and puffing furiously through his nostrils. The Eye starts adjusting dials until finally the prince settles back into his throne, calm once more. Thank you again, says the Eye. Now go, and do not breathe a word of the prince's condition. Like, the thing is, and I hate to do this, but I need someone else's opinion on whether or not this is a good ending. Because I don't know, because on the one hand, yes, the place is actually stabilized, and yeah, thank you very much. Capable, yes, sure, he showed me he wasn't planning things, that's nice and all. Gather news, we'll sell our stuff, but really, I can't... This is a decision that bothers me. Because I don't know which one I prefer, if you see my meaning. Because sure, it's probably not great having the Heart in charge of this place. But he's probably not going to have... Actually, you know... God, I don't even know how to describe this. It's like... Oh. Oh, that's cultural knowledge. We've done that before. What I'm trying to say is, basically, I don't know that the Heart is actually going to rebel. He's just going to sever himself from the prince. That's what I think. Which I don't know if that's true, though. And I'm very lucky that that ended exactly the same way as it did before. Chat with Waif and... like, I don't know. This option, I'm not sure I like. Because ultimately, the Principate's going to descend into chaos if the prince dies, and he looks like he's going to be dying pretty damn soon. So, again, that's a choice I'm going to leave for now. Delve into the Founder, though. The fires of the Founder roar, devouring the darkness above, but not the darkness below. At the top of the Founder, the roar of the engines consumes all noise. To get here, you had to call in a few debts and favors. A foreigner delving the Founder is a minor sacrilege. Your reputation in the Principate will suffer a blow. The floor vibrates beneath your feet. Your crew follow you through the vast steel halls. These upper floors have long since been cleaned by the Prince's scavengers. Head deeper. Few come back from the lower levels. You've reached the second unexplored floor. A door hisses open as you approach, belching cold vapor. Have a nice day, it commands. You've reached the end of the first floor. Deeper still, please. Oh. The corridors are littered with steel coffins, scattered like shaken chess pieces. You step into a featureless vault. The door slams behind you. Contamination detected, stammers a disembodied voice above. Incineration procedure initiated. Steel nozzles slide from the wall around you. They begin to glow red. So, picking the lock, you need to be fast. Faster. No, faster than that. You struggle with the door and manage to jimmy it open, but a moment too late. Your crew rush free, the flames roaring behind them, and roll on the ground to extinguish their burning clothes. Looking back, you realize that Hannah Spring, your swabby, wasn't quite fast enough. Her charred corpse lies in the incineration room. twisted and blackened like a length of rotten wood. Well then. As you pass one of the coffins, its lid hisses open. A gaunt, dead face stares out at you accusingly. Small metal spheres float overhead, broadcasting tinny music at an unpleasant volume. At first it's bearable. At first. Deeper still. The air down here is ungodly cold. Your crew shiver behind you, their lips are blue. To reach the other side, you are forced to hop from crate to crate in a vast miles-deep storage room. Milo Dilliston, your guard, lands badly on his final jump. The entire crate tower wobbles beneath him. Fingers inexorably slip. Test of spirit. Shout encouragement. With your encouragement, Milo Dilliston rights himself and leaps to safety just as the tower collapses. Okay, that could have been worse. Well then. A door tries to shut as you approach, but it just bumps repeatedly against a coffin, blocking the way. The coffin pops open under the pressure, revealing its gaunt and long-dead occupant. Deeper still, perhaps. Oh? You can no longer hear the rumble of the engines above. It's silent as death and dark as a tomb. Footsteps further down the corridor. Something's coming. Hide. You pull your crew into a nearby laboratory and wait breathlessly until the echoing footsteps fade. Head deeper. You walk through a domed vault, 1,000 stars twinkling on the ceiling above. Are they painted? They seem too real. The nearest wall is mounted with a dozen flickering screens. As you pass, all of them broadcast an image of your face. Intruder, declares a monotonous voice. A klaxon sounds, intruder, intruder. The effect is rather unnerving, but nothing else happens. You wait for a moment, then continue on. Head deeper still. The corridor is blocked by freezing vapor billowing from a shattered pipe. Liquid nitrogen, I'm assuming? A little hammering later and the pipe seems to be fixed. You pass by it unscathed. Unfortunately, just as Overestimate's own ability walks beneath the pipe, it bursts open again with a screech and a blast of ice-white vapor. He falls to the floor, frozen solid, and shatters into red-tinged chunks. I liked his name, though. Oh. Head deeper. Keep going. The door obligingly opens itself for you. Entering Pilot Bay, it says softly. Prepare for obeisance. A flood of whispering ghosts pours out from the room beyond, leaving a thin layer of ectoplasm in their wake. What's deeper down, though? Your footsteps echo down here. To reach the other side, you're forced to hop from crate to crate again, but with a much lesser chance of succeeding. Still did, though. Head deeper. Flickering screens, upturned chairs. You step into a featureless vault. The door slams behind you. Contamination detected. Ah, yes, well. Well then. Jamming the door open, not a moment too soon, and rush to safety just as the flames pour. Pen pusher's coattails are singed, but you suffer no worse injury than that. Oh, wait, could this actually kill my, proper crew, the officers? Ooh, boy. Turn back, blind, grasping, screaming. You scramble back up towards the light. I suppose it was bound to happen eventually. Yeah. Come on. You feel better? Good. Might as well repair the hull while we're here. Out of curiosity, we're going to see if they have anything I want to buy. No. Not as such. Worth the selling, though. I've had many a glimpse. Recently. Okay, so. Progress made. I'm still indecisive on this issue. Telling the Eye about the heart's true whereabouts, because if we do that, the heart gets captured, and when the prince dies, the civilization dies. And these are great. It's a great civilization they got going on right now. So I really don't want to do that. I am curious about the City of Glass, but I'm not as curious about that as I am just, worried. Still. We have a plan. We have several plans. Gotta go to the city keys, drop off our passenger there. and then we start the business of dealing with our followers' problems. But that's all matter for the future. For now, thank you for your time. Note the like, comment, and subscribe buttons below. Use them responsibly, and I shall see you all soon. Bye-bye.